Welcome everyone, my name is Kelly Rexine and I work for the state of North Dakota. I am an informational technology specialist with EduTech. EduTech is a educational service division within North Dakota Informational Technology. With me today is my coworker Tyler Ward. NDIT is doing whatever possible to ensure the entities we support are able to function in a wide variety of situations. For K-12 schools, we know that North Dakota administrators and educational personnel are carefully navigating how to proceed with classes, communication, and collaboration while addressing concerns over COVID-19. EduTech's mission remains to provide educational technology services and leadership to improve teaching and learning in a North Dakota PK-12. We are continuing that mission by providing this webinar series, and we are here to support our ND K-12 community with support, training, and resources. For more information about past and future webinars, please check out our website and YouTube channels. Today we're going to talk a little bit about code.org and the opportunities that you as an educator have with code.org and some of the stats involving computer science, and then some opportunities that you would have as an educator coming up in the future. So I'm going to start with computer science and software is changing everything. Everything that we use, this technology that we're using right now, this video, our smartphones, everything is computer and software based that is kind of changing our lives. But the majority of schools don't teach computer science. You can see in the stat here that 90% of parents want their students to study computer science, but only 45% of high school teach computer science. There's some other things that we may think about computer science, like our students should learn to code. A lot of people think that students should just learn to code, but realistically, our schools should teach computer science. It's not that our students should learn to code, but we should be offering computer science as a class. Some may think computer science is just about learning technology. Well, computer science is about logic, problem solving, and creativity. It's just as important as recognizing the applications like Photoshop and teaching kids to be creative with these technologies instead of just learning about certain technologies, but using these technologies to really enhance their curriculum around education. Some may think computer science is vocational, but really computer science is foundational. And this is the right way to think about our educational system, that computer science is foundational. 83% of parents and 64% of principals in rural towns and small towns and rural towns, especially in North Dakota, believe offering computer science is more or equally as important as any required course. And this kind of hits home to us, especially in North Dakota, that we are around those rural towns and small towns. But the majority of parents and educators within our schools believe it's just as important as a required course like math, science, and reading. Here's a little stat about the value of computer science education. You can see about a little over 500,000. That's the lifetime earnings of a high school graduate. A little over 1 million would be a lifetime earnings of a college graduate, and then about 1.5 million is the lifetime earning of a computer science major. So there's definitely value in these majors. Computing jobs are the #1 source of new wages in the United States. Currently, there's over 500,000 openings. These jobs are in every industry in every state, and they are projected to grow at twice the rate of all jobs. So there's definitely, and you can see on the chart there, education, administration, healthcare, sales. It's what you kind of think of, but right there we have computing at 16.3%. So it's just growing really, really, really fast. From here, you can see that we're solving a diversity problem. A lot of times when people think of computer science, you think of male or other ethnic groups. But really, if you start in K-12 and here, just the bottom says women who try AP computer science in high school are 10 times more likely to major in a college, and Black and Hispanic students are 7 times more likelier. So giving that possibility or that chance to have them grow and experience a computer science class can be very powerful for their future. Our state policies can help fix that picture. Right here I have a map of United States, and the state of K-12 computer science standards. Only 34 states have created K-12 computer science standards. The momentum is building, but we have a long way to go, and you can see that North Dakota is one of those purple states, which is good. CS can count towards graduation in 48 states plus DC. So again, North Dakota is within that purple state, so we do count that as a CS for graduation, so which is good. And then a little bit more about our state. Right here, you can see this on the code.org website that Tyler's going to take you through soon, but as of right now, we have just a little over 400, just under 450 computing jobs. That's over three times the state average of the demand. And we have 152 computer science graduates. There's no dedicated state funding for CS, for PD, and then it does not require all students or schools to offer CS. So those are some hurdles that we may need to jump through. But there are K-12 CS curriculum standards, and those are just developed, so we have those. And then you can kind of see some of the stats there. 84 AP CS exams were taken last year, and that's growing at a good rate too. And in schools that teach CS, enrollment is going through the roof. So we again mention minorities, female students that are taking the AAP computer science exam, and then underrepresented minorities taking the AP CS exam. These are all going up and up as years go on. So that is good to see. But lastly, fundamentally, what we're thinking about is this picture. We need to change this picture. 90% again of parents think their child should study computer science, and only 45% of our high schools teach computer science. So that is our problem, and that's our goal, is to close those gaps a little. So from here, I'm just going to have Tyler share his screen, and he'll kind of walk you through the code.org site.
All right, thank you, Kelly. I'm hoping you can see my screen with, all right. So this is the code.org website. To visit this, simply type in code.org into your address bar on your screen. And once you're here, this is their landing page. You can see they have some of the stats listed on their homepage that Kelly described before. But I want to talk to you about where to find the curriculum pieces. To begin, if you select the Teach tab, you'll be taken to their course catalog. Now, all of code.org's courses do have a mixture of what is called unplugged and plugged lessons. Unplugged lessons would be activities you do with the students to master concepts before tying in a device to practice that concept in an online puzzle activity. All of their curriculum pieces are designed for students to begin without any sort of knowledge or understanding of computer science, which is the wonderful part about this curriculum. But you can see here, they have 3 different levels of courses. They have CS Fundamentals, which is for grades K through 5, CS Discoveries for grades 6 through 10, and then CS Principles for 9 through 12. So you can see here that these skills are building upon each other as well. As you begin to scroll down here, you'll see a more breakdown of the course catalog itself, and then also some hour of code activities and other tools and resources that are available to you. Please note that the hour of code activities are introduction for students to try. It is not a part of the curriculum piece, although some of the concepts and characters do overlap. So for example, if you wish to learn more about, let's say, CS fundamentals, you can click on this drop-down menu. The same applies for CS discoveries and principles, and then select Learn More to see more about this curriculum. So you can see here, they have a wonderful introduction that shows you everything that kind of Kelly just mentioned before. And then from there, they have a course breakdown, and you can see which courses are tied to the appropriate grade levels. You may see here in the CS Fundamental course, there is something called a Pre-Reader Express course. This simply means that some of the tile pieces that the students would use to build their code are using symbols as opposed to words. So again, you can see a breakdown of all these in these same lesson plans as well. And what I'm showing you here is also reflected in the CS Discoveries and Principles section as well. So I'll scroll back to the top here. And I'll select the Learn tab next. Now, I do want to advise that all these activities that you have access to from code.org, you can access from any device, anywhere, as long as you have an internet connection. It can be something as a PC, Chromebook, even something as small as a smartphone or tablet as well. So from this Learn tab here, I want to point out that you have a computer science resource that you can use for students learning at a distance or even at home. So you can click the Get Started section here, and you'll be taken to this wonderful resource that is called CodeBreak. And inside of here, you will see they have a special guest category where they have recorded episodes that talk about computer science concepts with special guests. For example, Hattie, this code.org CEO, is the host, and then special guests pop in like Ashton Kutcher and a few other popular celebrities out there that value coding. They do also have a video library that offer high quality content videos that are roughly 3 to 5 minutes each that you can come and explore and learn about different concepts. And then the interesting part here is towards the bottom of the screen, there are options to still practice coding, even the students don't have a computer at home. So they offer these 3 applications that you can download to a smartphone or tablet. And then if internet is not able to be accessed at home, they do also offer unplugged resources such as Hello Ruby and CS Unplugged. Hello Ruby is a wonderful resource that allows you to print off any sort of manipulatives, and students can begin practicing computer concepts at home. Once you're on the Hello Ruby page, you'll just click on Teach. And then you can begin to scroll down and see they have episodes and resources available built into the web page that are downloadable as PDFs. And then as for CS Unplugged here, they do have the same kind of idea there, where you can learn from home or getting students ready to plug in by printing off printables and going through various activities as well. Finally here, I want to show you where you can sign up for any upcoming workshops. From the Learn page here, excuse me, it's Teach, my fault. From the Teach tab here, if I scroll down, there is this purple bar here. It says Professional Learning for all grades. If I click Learn More, you'll be taken to the Professional Learning site where you can learn about these upcoming workshops. For example, elementary teachers would select the Elementary tab. And if they scroll down to the bottom of the screen, they'll be able to see what local workshops are available, or even ones from across the nation. You can see here in North Dakota, we have a bubble here. These are the upcoming workshops, which I'll go into more detail here in just a moment. As for the middle school and high school level, those teachers would select this option here. And then they'll type in their zip code. So I'll use Bismarck as an example. And you can see here that there is a CS Discoveries and CS Principles workshop scheduled for June of 2021. And since the registration window is still closed, you can be notified by checking this option here. And once the registration is open, you'll receive an email notification. So our upcoming workshops that we have for the state of North Dakota, we have CS Fundamentals, which is for teachers who teach grades K through 5. They're coming up on October 21st and November 16th. We are offering a CS Fundamentals Deep Dive workshop on January 13th. A deep dive workshop allows teachers who have had experience with lessons of the CS Fundamentals curriculum come back and receive a refresher on some tips and tricks, any new updates to the curriculum, and they also will be able to share any ideas and lessons that they've had experienced and really just begin to enforce that wonderful cohort that we love for our teachers. And then as for the CS discoveries and principles, we have those scheduled for June 14th through the 18th of the summer of 21. And then to register, you can use these links that you see here on the screen. So I'm going to pass it back over to Kelly as he has some more details about the CS discoveries and principles workshops.
Thanks, Tyler. Yeah, so the CS discoveries and the CS principles, remember discovery is the elementary, principle is the high school courses there. Those dates, June 14th through the 18th, is a 5-day, hopefully face-to-face workshop that we will spend together going through all the curriculum, whether it be at discoveries or the principals level. And then once you take that 5-day, obviously all those hours are towards EduTech hours of credit, so you can turn those into credit hours. And then you also would get support going into the school year. So into the summer, we'd really dive into the curriculum, get a plan for the school year, and then within the school year, we will meet twice, once in the fall and once in the spring, to kind of go through what's been working, what hasn't been working, kind of things that you've done already. So, but like Tyler said, the application isn't quite out yet. If you use that pre-registration link, the bit.ly one on the bottom there, that one will give you just kind of a heads up, or will give me a heads up to say, to ping you or to email you back when that registration link is open. So feel free to use that. So yeah. From there, I guess, Tyler, if you want to go to the next slide, or if you haven't, there you go. From there, I always encourage you to contact our help desk, help@k12.nd.us, if you have any other questions or anything like that you need assistance with. I thank you for your time and your dedication to education. And we put in the resource of code.org. I know we've went through some things, but there's just tons of information there. So always feel free that you can always go to code.org, go through some of the puzzles, some of the games, some of the code, and you don't need to set up a class or anything. Like you can just start just with yourself. So again, thank you so much and stay well.